Alright, welcome back to another episode of Aoi Tori. A while later, I dropped by to study Saya's planning to live in. I decided to bring her towels, toiletries, firewood, and bed sheets while she's still in the bed. Anything else, my lady? Peanuts? Chips? Just before I leave, however, I get sight of a trunk in the corner of the room. There's just one concern I have related to Saya. Should I be investigating her? I still don't know for sure that she's really my sister. With the devil involved, Saya's very existence may have been contrived as a trap. She may not even be aware of it. Perhaps she was no more than a stranger bearing a coincidental likeness to me that the devil gave powers to and manipulated into believing that she's my sister. All this thinking is pointless anyway. There is no actual way for us to prove we're related. Yes, there is. Sure, I know that you can do DNA tests, but with the devil around, there is no guarantee that you get accurate results, I guess. Casting a fuss will just cause more problems. This is literally the devil's proof. Pleased with that metaphor, I decide to leave. Next I go and knock on Mary's door.
Hi.
Still hasn't gone away. Oh my god. Mary pokes out anxiously. Her eyes dart around warily.
あの子はいない。
She's in the bed.
そうなんだ。
Mary's acting rather strange. Oh, right. Saya forced fear into her. I grab hold of Mary's arm.
何？
You don't need to worry, Mary. There is nothing to be afraid of. Make the sign of the cross with my free hand. And pray for her negative emotions to be erased.
あれ？
The fear drains from her face. Sorry, we got cut off earlier just when I was saying she was my twin, right?
ああ、そうだ。あれは何だったの？
Mary's eyes open wide. Her name is Kurosaki Saya, and she has powers like mine. Only she can make people feel whatever emotion she wants.
へえ。というか、双子って本当に？
Mary seems more surprised at the whole twin thing than the fact Saya used powers on her. She is. Since I've given up on finding the exact truth, I decided to relay my earlier conversation with Saya to Mary. Of course, I'll leave out the kiss, and the fact that Saya was sent here to balance the scales with Mary. Looks like the devil isn't finished toying with me yet. Instead, I give her a reason that's a mix of true and false.
じゃあ、これからこの家で3人暮らしになるんだ。
Yep. That's what's most important to her, huh?
朝ごはん1人分多く作らないとね。炊飯器で予約してるご飯の量増やしておかなきゃ。
You don't need to make her feel that welcome.
ご飯は大事だよ。
Okay, at least let me handle the rice.
それで？
Mary tilts her head. I mirror her. So what?
急に双子の妹が現れたりして、リツくんは大丈夫？怖くない？
As long as she doesn't touch me, I'm fine. She's more worried about me than she is about voicing her own concerns. I smile wryly. Honestly, it's all so sudden I can't keep up. I only found out I even had a sister like an hour ago.
そっか、そうだよね。うん、 さよちゃんについては律くんにお任せするよ。家族の問題だもんね。そうだよ。よかったね、律くん。
Why?
律くんはやっぱり一人じゃなかったってことだもん。
Mary seems as happy as if this were happening to herself. Oh. I finally take note of what's causing that tempestuous conflict within me. Mary's so right. I should be happy to finally have a family of my own. And that should come before me trying to get control of the situation or doubting the truth. You're right, Mary. Thank you. I finally managed a small but natural smile.
ありがとうって何が？
For being here, I guess?
あ？
Mary doesn't seem to understand how I feel, but that's fine. I myself can finally understand why the devil is so wary of her. Mary is the embodiment of good. In which case, I need to find out exactly what kind of person Kurosaki Saya, my sister, is, if she's meant to be Mary's foil. After that, I returned to my room where I lay in my bed reading. My book of choice is one Nakari spoke of before, The Cashier in Their Eye. Yay. It's quite an interesting read, being written in a casual tone, from the point of view of the troubled and naive protagonist. Pretty sure this guy is like the complete opposite of me, though. I looked it up online, and apparently this book is favored by a bunch of American murderers. Maybe it's like me in that regard. At any rate, reading sure is calming. Nowadays you can read books on your phone or PC, but nothing beats the feel of paper in your hand in my opinion. I just started to think I'm relaxed enough, despite the hectic day, that I'll be able to sleep when... There's a knock on my door. Come in.
この部屋にいたんだ。
Sayo enters my room.
どこが律の部屋かわからなかったから順番に叩いて回っちゃった。
Did you find Mary's room?
ここの方が先。
Well, that's lucky, I think, as I slip my bookmark into my book, place it on the side table, and set up in bed.
ふーん、本を読んでたんだ。
There are a bunch of books in your room if you want one. It was a study.
作り話は好きじゃない。実用書があるなら読んでもいいけど。
Sayo shrugs. I noticed there's something in her hands. Is that a glass of wine?
そう。
I begin to scowl, to which Sayo smiles and sits down on a chair before the fireplace. One knee remains raised, hardly the most well-mannered of poses, but fitting for her. I can just about make out her underwear through the darkness, but I'm unsure if it's a good idea to notify a family member of that.
このワイン、
Yeah,
家の
no.
中を調べていた時に見つけたの。律も固いこと言いながらお酒を飲むのね。
Nice sign. It looks like she's already a bit drunk. It's not for me. It's for the communion.
そうなんだ。だから台所じゃなくて倉庫みたいなところにあったのね。
I can hardly ask you to put it back now. Just keep it to the one bottle for me.
ケチ。
Sam mutters happily as she takes a sip from her glass.
結構美味しい。
It was only a cheap bottle, but it's been left forgotten about for several years. So maybe it's matured some? You know your alcohol then, Saya.
大して知らない。人前で言うと誰に何をされるかわからないでしょ。
She says gloomily, but if she's allowing herself to drink now, does that mean she feels safe? Did you need something? I get straight to it, just like I would if I were talking to the devil. Saya languidly rests her head on her crossed arms.
今日は疲れていたし、すぐ寝れると思ってたんだけど、やっぱり興奮しちゃってるみたい。だからもう少しリツと話をしようと思って。
Sure. Saya's eyes wander slightly as she tries and fails to think of something to talk about.
この屋敷、静かで好き。
Is the city really that noisy?
耳障りなものばかりよ。リツは本当にここ以外のことを知らないのね。
Only what I've seen on TV.
テレビで聞くような音よりも都会はもっとうるさい。現実だと人が生きていてどんな雑音にも意味があるから。
It does, huh? From what I can gather, Saya's problem isn't with the volume of the noises, but rather the number of them. The number of noises is relative to the number of lives.
だからこの静かな屋敷は気に入った。まるで薄暗い舞台みたい。生き別れた兄弟がこんなお屋敷で暮らせるなんて。だけどリツと二人きりじゃないのは気に入らない。
I hope you'll try to get along with Mary.
ここがあの女の家だったって話ね。
Saya takes a drink of her wine and lets out a heated breath.
故郷があるだけ幸せね。
Saya says the words I thought not too long ago. And because I think the same, I have no reply. It's peaceful. Just the sound of the wood crackling in the fire. Saya stares at me from atop the knee she's hugging. There's a cold aura around her. Something that just doesn't feel real compared to normal girls.
私とリツだけの世界だったらよかったのにね。
She muttered softly. Like Adam and Eve, perhaps. No, the world Saya speaks of is not for the first two people, but the final two. Are you drunk? I changed the subject?
少し。
You look more tired to me than anything.
正直に言うと、眠い。
Saya narrows her eyes.
でも怖くて眠れない。
Scared of what?
あなたは本当に私の兄弟なの？
Her question is another one I've been thinking about. I shake my head. Who knows? We have no way of proving it outside of maybe a DNA test.
私たちは人間じゃない。なんて結果が出たら面白いかも。
She smiles cynically. I lower an eyebrow. You're a pessimist, aren't you, Saya?
楽観的になったことなんて生まれてから一度もないもの。
She drinks some more wine. I don't know what you'd consider a regular drinking speed, but it feels like she's going fast to me. If you already had doubts that we're really related, what is it you're actually afraid of? If her doubts were making her cautious of me, that would be fair enough. But if she were cautious of me, she wouldn't be getting drunk off wine right in front of me. Saya stares at me.
信じたい。
She says in a whisper so faint it's almost hidden beneath the crackling of fire.
今まで誰かを信じたことなんてない。でもリツのことだけは信じたい。家族だから。家族以外は信じられないから。
I can tell her words are earnest, and so the expression from her face vanishes. She wants to trust me, which means she doesn't trust me yet. We're not the only two members of our family. We have a mother out there somewhere. If the virgin birth thing is true, then we have no father. But there must be a woman who carried us. Sayo just laughs.
私たちをわざわざ別の場所に捨てた女を信じろっていうの？
There's a hint of self-derision in her tone.
いないわ、誰も。私とリツ以外。だからあなたを兄だって信じられなかったら、私には本当に何もなくなっちゃう。信じていいの？
There are no tears, but it is clearly a girl unaccustomed to revealing her own weakness. Says, afraid of exposing her own emotions. I think we're pretty similar. I decided to be as honest as I can. It scares me, honestly, in a way it didn't with Mary. Sarah may be my sister, but she's still practically a stranger. I was doubtful that you could be my sister Chu at first. But I figured that if I started adopting you, there'd be no end to it, so I decided not to. Sarah giggles, seemingly agreeing with me.
そういうところは似てる。ねえ、一つ試してみない？
I'm afraid to ask, but what?
リツも自分の力は自分には効かないでしょ？
No. Oh, I see. I know what she's getting at, and it's an interesting idea. I have the power to remove someone's negative emotions and force bliss on them instead. Ironically, I don't have the power to make myself happy. But what if we used our powers on each other? What's more, if we can prove our powers are the same, that's another step closer to proving we're related. I stand up, remaining silent, and walk over to Saya. She looks up at me, amused. I'm gonna touch you.
好きにすれば兄弟なんだし。どこを触ってくれるのかしら。
She sits proactively, her skin slightly flushed and sweaty. I doubt it's just one to blame. I place my hand over hers. I want to take away her fears and put her at ease. She lets out a small moan. Guess it's working? I wonder if she's feeling my powers. I don't feel anything in return. But the moment I think that... It feels like my arm is beginning to vanish. Starting from where our palms touch and moving up towards my shoulder. A sense of numbness begins to creep over my entirety. Like I'm being drained of strength. What the... I have no idea if Saya and I are experiencing the same thing. But I feel like I'm melting away. At first, I feel lightness. Then it feels like every pore in my skin has opened up and something soft is flowing into them. I descend into the control of the sensation, and as much as I try to find the words to describe it, I can't. I finally know why the girls I sleep with say it's indescribable. The pleasure is so great I'm getting dizzy. It's close, perhaps, to the satisfaction you feel directly after running a marathon when you're drained of energy. And that pleasure is flowing into me without me needing to do any of the work. I thought voice was about to sing, but no, it's just the violins. Good, I guess you can satisfy each other right away. I put my hand away. Saya's expression has not got away. Most likely my own face looks the same. This is bad. Sheer bliss attainable through no effort and with no strings attached. Saya looks up at me, panting. We're both lost for words. There is no need to see that we have the same power. So she just stares at me instead, without blinking once. No, Saya, we can't. I scream internally, but all my mouth is capable of producing is...
Seijo, turn into a rotisserie chicken.
Oh my dear fucking god!
Editor's notes. Wow, artist Goku went all out for her saucy scenes. ... And it's only the beginning.
Okay, I think we're down here. Oh, nature. Oh, but yeah. Wait. Our balance has increased. Yay. Saya fixes up her clothes, still panting and uneasy in her feet. Oh boy, she must not have bothers with underwear. Okay. I watch very fixedly while I relax on my bed. Unconsciously, I find myself smiling. What a great sight. Is that a bigger brother? Saya's powers may have more practical uses, but mine are far stronger when it comes to giving someone pleasure. Which means I can enjoy her whenever I like. I realize that I'm smiling and raise a hand to cover my mouth. What was I thinking just now? A little bit of evil? There we go. Saya admires absent-mindedly. She's talking to herself. Never had she even kissed a guy before. Now she's lost her virginity to her whatever within hours of meeting him for the first time. Oh, why did we? I wondered to myself. I just fucked my sister. We felt each other's powers when we touched hands. That should have been enough to prove we were related.
リツ、ここで学園の女に抱かれていたのよね。
Saya suddenly shifts her attention to me. She knows about that too, huh?
だからよ。
I realized that she's answering the why I asked myself.
見知らぬ女に律をたかれたなら私もそうしたかった嫉妬なのかしら
She says with a chuckle. Her smile is different to that of an hour before. It's a woman's smile. Saya,
早まったりしないでね
I wasn't going to.
そうね家族だもの
Saya hugs himself.
私たちは今まで知らなかった家族の温かさを知ってみたかったのよ
And now that you look good in a rotisserie chicken position,
つながってみたかったの
you're right. That would be the reason if you were to try and put it into words. Everything I missed as a kid, holding hands with my family, being petted, having my interests looked after, and now fucking. The word of love. It all condensed together, and we wanted it all that instant. We wanted to reclaim what we dear lost.
リツ
Saya reaches out a hand. I take hold of it. Our fingers lock. It sends bliss spreading through me.
すごくよかった
I never felt that good before. It still feels like a dream.
でも私酔っていたし私を抱いたことあまり意識しないでまだ
You're right. Saya doesn't yet want to become focused on what happened. I was able to fully accept my relation to Saya by talking to Mary. But Saya herself still hasn't been able to digest everything. None of us know what that distance between us is meant to be. We want to be family, but we have no idea what being a family feels like. Siblings having super high quality bonding time. It's taboo. Yeah. But it's also natural. That's why Saya said for now. Are you still scared? I decided to keep my questioning to that. She answers with a smile. Toying with her bangs out of embarrassment, she tilts her head away, but her eyes remain fixed on me. An adorable way for my sister to act.
おやすみリツ私のお兄ちゃん
She whispers as she leaves the room. There's a crackling from the fireplace. The fire is dying out as I do only fed it enough wood to fall asleep to. Good night, sister. I mutter as I collapse into bed. It smells like Saya. Like my little sister. My little sister at her most intimate. My little sister with a huge ass! I fill my lungs with that boobs. That wonderful smell. With a side of scent of wine to it. A bit of rusted iron too. But I found myself laughing. Another part of myself has broken. There is one thing I have to admit. Those demons are cunning. They can get inside you no matter how cautious you are. Until a few hours ago, I would have paid any price to keep Mary safe. My own life, if it came to it. But now, if I had to choose between Mary and Saya, I could not answer. I am at a loss. This is what it means to care more. Happiness and fear bundled together. I clench my hands in my hands. I squeeze and I squeeze, but it doesn't erase my fears. That's for the best, I think to myself, and give in to a past-pleasure sleep. Oh! That! 3 out of 5 beginning! Cool.
Hmm? 吸血鬼って本当に血を飲むのね。
Did she bug in a nudge of me giving blood to Maddie? Probably. We're gonna see that in another episode. For now, I'm gonna edit here.